So for my ecological framework project, I'm doing the endangerment of sea turtles on the Georgia coast. I have always loved sea turtles. They're one of my favorite animals. I think they're so beautiful. And just knowing what is happening to them and their endangerment, it really hits home with me for how much love I truly do have for turtles. So I'm going to talk about some negative and positive effects. Environmental changes obviously have negative effects on the endangerment of sea turtles on the Georgia coast. Nearly all species of sea turtles are classified as endangered, which is funny because sea turtles have been around since the time of dinosaurs over 10 million years ago. So they've been around so long, and just knowing that we are more than likely the cause of their endangerment, it truly breaks my heart. So global warming does have an effect because it's affecting the ocean, the tide, everything, but then there's a bigger problem, which is obviously pollution in the ocean. We know, the bottle, the nets the nets that the bottles come in when they get stuck around their head. That's a big one. Them eating the plastic that's floating around in the ocean. But the biggest pollution effect that is affecting sea turtles would be the drift net fishery. It's also nicknamed curtains of death. It entangles turtles. They get caught in the net. They can't move. They can't eat, and they honestly just die in it. And when they get caught in the fishing net or whatever, pulled out by the boats, it's called bycatch. It's just what they happen to catch with the fish that they're trying to get, and most of the time, they're just tossed aside like trash. So it just breaks my heart, and we need to do better. Another negative impact is human effects. What we do to these poor animals and the laws that we don't have in place. I was doing my research, and the Georgia Department of Natural Resources has a no firearm restriction policy against sea turtles. So if you want to shoot a sea turtle to try to catch it, go ahead. There's not a firearm restriction on it. Your boats can backfire. It really doesn't matter. It truly breaks my heart when I read that. Turtle traps can only be released by the DNR, the Department of Natural Resources. No more than 10 freshwater turtles can be owned. Why would anybody need to keep 10 freshwater turtles? They should be in their habitat where they belong, replenishing the turtle species. There's no reason for a person to have 10 sea turtles. So yeah, that's just some laws that the Department of Natural Resources has in Georgia, which I disagree with the firearm. People need to be cautious. Have the no firearm restrictions really it burns me up because, there's so many laws against hunting. You have hunting season where you can only shoot deer at certain times, shoot pigs just all kinds of animals. So it just makes me so sad that there's no firearm restrictions against sea turtles. But let's talk about some positive impacts. People can volunteer, they can recycle, we can have more turtle sanctuaries. Obviously recycling, get the pollution up, clean out the pollution from the ocean. You just make it more safe for all the animals. And then their migration and food chain has positive effects. I don't know if you know this, but turtles can migrate thousands of miles each year. The sea turtle travels 10,000 miles a year from the Caribbean to Canada. And the loggerhead turtle travels 8,000 miles from Japan to Mexico. And in 2020, a turtle was tracked from Australia to Africa, which was a 22,000-mile migration, and his name was Yoshi. So migration is very important for turtles because, bears, they hibernate, turtles migrate, and it's just a part of their natural system. It's what they need to do to survive, to get to the warmer water, colder weather, whatever they're trying to do. And then their food chain is also very important. You have your herbivore turtles, which are your green turtles who eat algae, seagrass, seaweed. Your leatherback turtles who eat like jellyfish and the soft body organisms in the ocean. And then you have your loggerhead, who is the carnivore sea turtle, and he eats the crabs, horseshoe crabs, conchs, whelks, just all this kind of like shellfish animals. And obviously that's important, keeping the balance. You don't want the sea turtles to decrease, and then we have an overabundance of jellyfish, crabs. We need to keep it even, which is so important and a positive impact of sea turtles. So yeah, I just think we need to do a much better job protecting the sea turtles, putting more laws in place. The ocean gets forgotten about. We have so many laws for land animals, but then when it comes to the ocean, it's kind of like a fend for yourself thing, and I disagree with that and think we need to do better. But thank you for listening.